Good evening. It is Tuesday, April the 9th, 2019. This is Giants Roundup. The Giants get a good win over the San Diego Padres tonight, 7-2, and most importantly, a good win for the Dutch Oven, who gets his first win of the year. Game 2 of a 3-game series. You can follow on Twitter, Facebook. Most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Follow on Twitter, Facebook. Most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. It was a great. Give this video a big thumbs. This was a really good vindication for the Giants tonight as they went out and got a much needed win against the San Diego Padres after last night's collapse. And yeah, they tagged Joey Lucchesi good and early tonight. Lucchesi's ERA went from 0 to 4.40 in one game. It allows 7 earned runs in 4 innings pitched. Gets chased in the 5th. Walks 2 batters, strikes out 4. Derek Holland dealing tonight. 9 strikeouts, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 2 walks. So not a bad outing at all. And it started with a Longoria single to right. It scored Buster Posey, 1-0 Giants. And then Yangervis Solarte doubles to right. It scores Brandon Crawford. It is 2-0. And with Solarte really starting to hit the bat well for the Giants tonight, as of late, it's starting to look like we're going to see a lot more of Joe Panic sitting in the dugout. Solarte 1 for 4 tonight, but he's making a lot more contact with the bat than Panic has. And is this maybe the beginning of the end of Joe Panic with the Giants? Time will tell on that, but it wouldn't be surprising though if we see if Joe Panic ends up riding the pine a lot more, and they start looking for a trade partner for Joe Panic at some point. With Solarte being a very capable second baseman. And then Pilar, it was the Kevin Pillar show yet again. Doubles to left field. Longoria scores. Parra scores. Solarte scores. They all score. It is 5-0 Giants. And yeah, Pilar, 8 RBIs in the last 2 games. The last Giants player to do it was some guy named Marlon Bird. Bird's the word. Bird. Marlon Bird is the word. Yeah, remember when Marlon Bird was a Giant back in 2015? I do. But yeah, since Marlon Bird was a Giant for that brief time after when he was picked up off of waivers. So Pilar with 8 RBIs in the last 2 games. And yeah, that was his only hit of the night, but that was a big one. And I think Pilar looks better in the leadoff spot, so maybe you tinker the lineup. I'd maybe move Posey out of the cleanup spot, try left at maybe Belt in the cleanup, or try Duggar at 3 or 4. But I think it's time to move. I think it's time to start having that discussion of moving Brandon Crawford down, Buster Posey down in the lineup at some point. But yeah, that felt good after Pilar had that salami last night, just to see Madison Bumgarner erupt it later on. And that was not on last night because we had audio difficulties, but I was probably going to go, and I'm probably going to go on a rant here about Bumgarner, and that is, this is what I don't like. This is probably the one thing I don't like about Madison Bumgarner is his anger issues. And he kind of let the umpiring get the best of him last night. And after he gave up that home run to Tatis, he hit Tatis on his next at bat with a pitch. And luckily Parra just That's where it should honestly that's where the umpires should have kind of nipped that in the butt and try to and issue a warning. I think that's where a warning should have been issued after Bumgarner hit Tatis Jr. last night in the seventh inning, and it kind of escalated last night when Parra got hit with a pitch. Luckily, it was just a bloody lip, so no worse for the wear there. But it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a concussion or something like that. It could have. So and who knows? I Parra may not be out of the woods yet. Concussion symptoms can take a few days to occur. We've seen that happen with some of the other Giants players, unfortunately, and but you just can't. This is what I don't. The problem is this is unfortunately the bad of Madison Bumgarner is his anger, and he lets his emotion get the best of him sometimes, and it cost him the game last night, along with Reyes Morant. I'll get to that later on, but it makes a Bumgarner trade a lot more viable because I honestly say I would not be my feelings would not be hurt if Bumgarner is not a Giant at this year's trade deadline. And because he is a bit of a hothead, he's just I we don't need that on a rebuilding team. To be honest, we need people to be good examples in the dugout, good examples in the clubhouse, and that's what I don't. That is what I don't like about Bumgarner is he gets too emotional and chirps when the game gets the best of him. That's just how I felt, and luckily tonight it did not carry over into tonight's game with a potential beanball war, and that's what I was fearing. So this was a good showing by the Padres not to make this any worse than what it is, and but the Giants were not done after Pilar. It was the recently acquired Tyler Austin with a single to right. It scored Pilar. It is 6-0 Giants. And then Pilar with a productive out, sacrificing to left to score Parra. It is 7-0 49ers, or excuse me, Giants. And that's where, you know, if you can't hit, you bunt. And that's where Derek Hall, the Dutch oven, was great tonight in a very productive bunt to move the runner to third base, executed well. So that was good, seeing a productive outs in the fourth inning. And then the mistakes happened, and Holland was starting to run out of gas. And if you're going to give up a home run, why not give up a big boy one? And that's what Hunter Renfroe did. He went to left, and it was a big boy home run as it went 423 feet. No easy task at Oracle Park. A big boy home run. The Friars are on the board. And then Will Myers in the eighth gets another run by scoring Garcia. That's all she wrote. 7-2 would be your final score. And Trevor got, good out of the pen. Melantha came in and another scoreless frame. And Maranta had struggled again last night. Maybe it's time for Melanson to slide into the seventh inning role and maybe move Maranta back to middle relief in the interim until he can find his confidence. And is it maybe time to start worrying about a potential sophomore slump? Maybe not yet, but luckily for Maranta, you do have options if he continues to struggle. So if he continues to struggle, you can option him back to Sacramento if worse came to worse there. So, but I think at some point you're going to see Maranta right the ship, and it just happens. And I hope he doesn't end up like another Derek Lod who gets exposed in his sophomore year, and or some of the other rookies that have or Osich or Okert. But time will tell on that. I Maranta maybe he's hit a glass ceiling, so we'll see how he solves it. And but that's what Pilar is. Maybe he's starting to become the guy who's starting to solve left-handed pitching, and that is what the Giants need is a some sort of a bat that can solve left-handed pitching. Tyler Austin's another one who maybe he can be a guy that can solve left-handed pitching. I'd honestly like to see Belt and Austin swapped, have Belt go back to first and have Austin play left field at some point. We shall see about that. But Duggar getting a night off, that was a good move. Duggar's kind of been struggling as of late. So Will Myers, Manuel Margot 2 for 3 for the Friars. Will Myers 2 for 4. But Erlin, 3 scoreless innings and mop up, so not bad there. Giants improved to 4-8. The Friars fall to 7-5 on the year. And I think now the Giants are actually in fourth place. So, the Giants are in fourth place. Colorado, surprisingly, in the cellar. And after tomorrow, we do have a 4-game series against the Colorado Rockies. So, approach this one with caution. This could potentially be a series where Colorado may look to get right and try to use the Giants as a punching bag. So, that is the caution I have in that series. But tomorrow the Giants will look to go for their first series win of the year. You might have the right guy on the mound to do it too. It will be Derek Rodriguez going up against Nick Margevicius. So Rodriguez definitely wanting to get one back after having a poor outing against the I think it was not. Was it the Dodgers? No, it was the Rays against Tampa Bay. So I think Rodriguez would love to get one back and I think Derek Rodriguez might be the right guy to come in and try to get a win, try to get the Giants their first series win of the year. And 5-8 is much better than 4-9 before playing a team like Colorado, who I think who are gonna look to get right against the Giants. So that is, I kind of call this a must-win series game tomorrow. I do. You don't want to go into, but I kind of want to see tonight's attendance. Attendance hasn't been great for the Giants either. Barely cracking 30,000 in their last game. Tonight's attendance for the Giants was no, it was the attendance was even worse tonight at Oracle Park. I think this is the lowest I've seen the attendance since 2009, possibly 2010, 2009, 28,506 your paid attendance. So this is probably the worst I've seen the attendance for the Giants since before the triplets. Is that concerning? Maybe, maybe not. Time will tell on that, but you can still catch some. It is a nice ballpark. At least your numbers are not attendance numbers are nowhere what they were during the years when the Giants were at Candlestick. I remember how bad the attendance was when they played at Candlestick Park, and there'd be nights you'd be lucky to get 10,000 people at Candlestick Park for a game. So it's nowhere near Candlestick bad as in terms of attendance. I don't think it's ever been below 25,000 in paid attendance. So, but yeah, I was expecting attendance to suffer this year, so that's probably one I'm not surprised on that part. And And this is just simply, I think, a rebuilding team. So, but yeah, I remember how empty Candlestick Park would be on a Monday, Tuesday night game. You'd be lucky to get 10,000 into Candlestick Park, and it looked a lot emptier than the announced attendance a lot of the time at Candlestick. You'd see a lot of empty seats back then, so it's nowhere near as bad as it was during the Candlestick days for sure. But also, though, next year the Giants are going to have more competition when the Golden State Warriors move into San Francisco next year at the new Chase Center opening next fall. So that could take a dent into the Giants' attendance next year too. So that's another factor there. And the Warriors recently played their last game at Oracle Arena, so that'd be interesting to see how much attendance that siphons from Oracle Park when the Chase Center opens next year for the Golden State Warriors. Now the Warriors are going to be playing their final postseason series. I wonder if the NBA playoff brackets are about as close I can see to final yet. But this is here we go. The playoff matchups as of right now, it'll be a really good NorCal SoCal series coming up here for. And this was the last team to knock off the Warriors in the playoffs. Believe it or not, the Los Angeles Clippers. So this could be a really good series between the Warriors and the Clippers here, and a good. So that would be your current seeding for that. So it'd be the Warriors and Clippers for the first round of the NBA playoffs as they go through their final postseason series at Oracle Arena before moving to the Chase Center, and certainly the Chase Center will be selling out next year for the Warriors grand opening. And who knows? This could possibly be the last championship run the Warriors can make before they potentially retool with Kevin Durant heading into free agency this offseason. And I honestly would, and I'm not a big basketball fan, to be honest. I'm not the biggest basketball fan out there, and I probably will never go to a Warriors game, to be honest, either. But you got Kevin Durant, who's likely going to be gone. Do the Warriors maybe trade Draymond Green this offseason? He's a guy I kind of don't like with the Warriors. He's too much of a hothead. I think his antics are starting to get old in the Warriors locker room. So there's a lot of questions. So this could possibly be the last potential postseason run, championship run the Warriors make maybe for a year or two before they retool. So this will be a really fun playoff series before. And as I say, we'll see how much attendance suffers next year. And I'm going to circle it back to that, the attendance issue. And now the Giants have to compete with the Golden State Warriors, and so I could see attendance falling a bit more next year with the Warriors coming to town, and you have concerts and other events now down the street at the Chase Center. So there'll be a lot happening in the Mission Bay district when that opens up. But yeah, they're starting to reach lows I haven't seen since the dark era of '06 to '09. So you might be able to get some, but the best part is you might be able to get some nice seats for really cheap right now if you want to go see a Giants game this year. So, and who knows, you might get to see the future faces of the franchise come up with the Giants by the middle of the year, depending on where they are. Speaking of that, let's get on to let's go to the other side of the I-80. Let's go to the other side of the River Cats tonight. Go with the AAA. Let's see how the River Cats did tonight. Are we on the right date now? Nope. But tonight in the desert, the Vegas Aviators beat the River Cats tonight 10-2, the AAA affiliate of the Oakland A's. Daniel Mangden takes the win. Andy Suarez taking the loss for the River Cats. Not a good night for Suarez, who allows 6 earned runs in 3 innings pitched for the River Cats, and recently called up DJ Myers makes his River Cats debut tonight, going to 3 scoreless frames in mop up duty tonight. And then the other recent call up to the River Cats, Sano, Miguel Sano, comes in and allows 4 earned in 2/3 of an inning pitched. And Sam Coonrod with a scoreless frame, so it was Daniel Bassett opening the game, and then Mangden came in and was just light 6 scoreless innings, 9 strikeouts for the Aviators tonight in that one. And the bats were pretty much held quiet tonight. 4 hits for the River Cats tonight, and it was Franklin Barreto 3 for 5. Barreto's just one of those guys that just cannot sustain any success in the show, but can just tear the cover off the baseball in AAA. So I'm wondering if Barreto at this point starts looking at a future in overseas baseball. And Mateo 2 for 5. And Noose goes 3 for 5 for Vegas. Vegas is 5-1 on the year. Sacramento falls to 4-2 on the season. Now it is time for the MLB reach around for your Tuesday night. In Detroit, the Tigers lose to the Indians 8-2, taking the win. Corey Kluber, Jordan Zimmerman taking the loss. 4 earned and 4 1/3 innings pitched. Brad Miller goes 2 for 2 for the Tribe tonight, and they get a little bit of bad news as Mike Clevenger goes on the injured list today. And a lot of home runs today. Martin with the home run, Miller with the home run. So plenty of firepower for the Cleveland Indians in this one. In Boston, the Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 7-5. Matt Shoemaker 3-0 on the year, 2 earned, 4 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings pitched. Chris Sale is, man, he's definitely not sailing away right now. It's been rough waters for Chris Sale. 5 earned and 4 innings pitched, with a not so wonderful ERA of 9, and fans are starting to get concerned about Sale's struggles, as he's 0-3 on the season. And give it a little time. I want to say give it until the end of the month, as I say for a lot of things right now, before we start hitting the panic button on that. In Chicago, the Rays beat the White Sox 10-5, taking the win. Charlie Morton who strikes out 7 in 5 innings pitched, taking the loss. Irvin Santana, who gives up 7 earned in 3 2/3 innings pitched. And it's Brandon Lowe going 2 for 3 for the Rays. And Avisail Garcia going 3 for 5 with his first home run as a Ray. Austin Meadows, his third home run on the year. And Tampa 9-3 on the year. Wilmer Font 2 earned in 2 2/3 innings pitched. But Tampa Bay 9-3 on the season. And the Cincinnati Bengals blank the Miami Dolphins today 14-0, taking the win. Luis Castillo, who was the stopper today, snapping an 8-game losing streak, 7 scoreless innings, 8 strikeouts. Jose Urena takes the loss, 4 earned in 5 innings pitched, 3 walks. And it was back to back jacks by the Reds today. It was won by Matt Kemp, followed by Eugenio Suarez, and then Scott Schebler. All 3 hit back to back jacks. So lots of 3 to back, 3 back jacks. Wow. And then Winkler had a jack, Farmer had a jack, and Schebler had 2 jacks today. And Castillo and Yi Chen comes in. He's probably heading back to the minors after allowing 10 earned in 2 innings pitched. So yeah, Yi Chen, I expect him to likely head to the minors tomorrow for a little R&R. And in another game that was a beatdown today, the Oakland A's clobber the Baltimore Orioles 13-2. Brett Anderson gets the win, allowing 2 earned in 6 2/3 innings pitched. Taking the loss is John Means, who I think was making his first start. Only goes 3 innings, allows 5 runs, 1 earned. Matt Castro 4 earned in 1 2/3 innings pitched. And Richard Blyer 4 earned in 1 1/3 innings pitched. Oakland now 7-8 on the year. Baltimore 5-6. Profar hits his first home run as an Oakland A. Marcus Semien hits his second home run of the season. Matt Pinder goes 3 for 4. Profar, have yourself a game, going 4 for 5 tonight. And in Philly, the Nationals beat the Phillies 10-6. Taking the win, Sean Doolittle. Taking the loss, Jose Alvarez. Anthony Rendon goes 2 for 4. JT Realmuto goes 3 for 5 for the Phillies. Nola goes 5 runs, 4 earned. Strasburg, ouch, 6 earned. 4 walks in 4 innings pitched. So Strasburg having some struggles for the Nationals. Nationals 5-5 on the year. Alvarez allows 4 earned in 1 1/3 innings pitched. So does that maybe make Miami start taking more of a look at more desperate to sign Craig Kimbrell? In another slugfest in Queens tonight, the Twins beat the Mets 14-8, taking the win. Trevor Hildenberger, Jacob deGrom taking the loss, getting pounded for 6 earned in 4 innings pitched. Probably one of the worst. And gives up 6 earned to snap a 27-inning scoreless streak. So, yeah, the Twins definitely gave deGrom a rude welcome tonight. Polanco 3 for 5. Matt Garver 4 for 5. Hiram Buxton 2 for 5 for Minnesota. Ahmed Rosario goes 3 for 5 for the Mets. Michael Conforto 2 for 3. And Rosario hits his second home run of the year. Jonathan Shoop his second home run on the 2 home runs tonight. Brandon Nimmo hits his first home run of the year. Conforto his third home run of the season. So a lot of home runs in this game, as it was bombs away in Queens tonight. In St. Louis, the LA Dodgers lose to the St. Louis Cardinals 4-0. Taking the win is John Brebbia. Taking the loss is Ross Stripling, who surrenders 4 earned in 5 innings pitched tonight. Paul DeJong goes 2 for 2 for the Cardinals. And Dakota Hudson walks 4 and 4 and 2/3 innings pitched for St. Louis. St. Louis now 6-5 on the season. LA falls to 8-4 on the year. In Houston, the Astros beat the Yankees 6-3, taking the win. Hector Rondon, Chaz Green takes the loss. Roberto Osuna gets his 4th save of the year. Michael Brantley goes 3 for 5 for the Astros tonight. Altuve hits his 3rd home run of the year. Luke Voigt his 3rd home run of the year. Pretty much a bullpen game for the Yankees with the injuries in the rotation. And Garrett Cole gets back on track tonight. In Kansas City, the Mariners beat the Royals 6-3. Taking the win, Marwin Gonzalez. Jake Junis taking the loss, 4 earned and 4 innings pitched. Anthony Swarzak gets the save, his 2nd save of the season. Daniel Vogelbach going 3 for 5 for the Mariners tonight. Jay Bruce hits his 7th home run on the year. Jay Bruce looking to find the fountain of youth and turning back the clock in Seattle with 7 home runs already on the season. Seattle, a surprising 11-2 start on the season. Atlanta in Colorado tonight. The Braves beat the Rockies 7-1. Colorado 3-9 and a 0-5 at Coors Field. Very surprising. Max Fried gets the win, taking the loss. German Marquez, who gets pounded for 5 earned and 5 innings pitched. Dansby Swanson hits his 4th home run of the year. Ronald Acuna Jr. his 4th home run on the season. And in Arizona, the Diamondbacks beat the Rangers 5-4. Taking the win, Matt Andriese, Jose Leclerc taking the loss for the Rangers. Arizona now 6-5 on the year. Texas 5-6. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Angels currently lead the Brewers 9-8. Now, time to go off the rails. Tonight's topic: it's Joey Bart. It's time to call up Joey Bart already. No. Joey Bart barely just got drafted last year. He's got to play some time. He's got to earn his way up through the minors like everybody else. And yeah, Posey may not be the same as he used to be. It's going to take time for him to get back on track, and if the season starts becoming a lost cause, you maybe just you have a viable bridge option in Aramis Garcia. So no need to rush up Joey Bart. You've got Aramis Garcia, who could be used as a bridge if the season becomes lost. And Aramis is right now getting every day at bats in Sacramento. But we shall see if we see Aramis Garcia by then that's where your bridge option will be if things start becoming lost this year. So that's off the rails for tonight. And now I am going to shuffle off to Buffalo. Everybody have a great Tuesday night, and I will be 100 wins, 100 losses, and there'll be no show tomorrow. I'll be back on air Thursday night after the Giants and Rockies. But tomorrow there will be playoff hockey at the SAP Center as the San Jose Sharks and the Vegas Golden Knights will go at it for the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. This should be a really fun rivalry series. These two have this has really become a good rivalry between these two teams. I think this is going to be a great 7-game series. I think it's going to go all 7, and hopefully it will be the Sharks winning it in 7. That's what I have. But a lot's going to have to come down to Martin Jones being able to flip the switch here in the playoffs. And it's going to come down to the defense, the penalty kill. Well, it's been a little better as of late, but the power play has kind of been bad too. So the special teams needs to kick it up a notch to win this. And certainly look at the YouTube channel Teal Town USA. They will definitely be on air after every Sharks playoff game. And hopefully this will be the year the Sharks will go all the way to the Stanley Cup. Go Sharks. So everybody have a great night. 90 wins, 90 losses, 100 wins, 100 losses. Forever Giant we will be. Good night.